employers. So if, for example, I'm very sure there are general questions that we are already used to. Tell me about yourself. Have already have a customized response that will match the expectation of the employer. And that will be very effective when you've done your research. Then, secondly, confidence and positivity. See, no matter the rejection you get, be confident. If that job they didn't call you, then it's not meant for you. Another one will come. In fact, your one will come. Okay? So don't give up. Be confident. Be positive. These things are very paramount and important. Then your passion and enthusiasm. Let it show during the interview session. Let the potential employer see that, oh, this person is passionate. This person has passion for this job. This person is so much interested in my business. This person, I think I would like to work with this person. Let that show when you are trying to shoot your what? Your shots. Okay. Then I would like to talk about the STAR and HYPER method, but I will not want to dwell on it. You can make your research. But when they ask you behavioral competency questions, you can adopt this acronym, STAR and HYPER method. Let's move to the next slide. So STAR is talking about a situation. T is talking about task. A is talking about action. Are we writing it down? Please write it down. Oh, yeah, write it down. I'm not seeing you. Okay. And results. And I have an example. So I'll try to, just dramatize what it means. So if they ask me a question and my response is like this, yes, during the past 12 months, I devised, implemented, and delivered a cost reduction program, resulting in saving of over 25% across the departments. Me telling them this, it means I've been able to describe the situation. What's the situation? What was the situation? Cost reduction program. Then the tax, I've been able to do what? Devise strategy and implement them. Then the result, what was the result? I saved the company of over 25% across the department. So you can take your time. I'm just trying to run with time. You can take your time to understudy. The STAR method is very effective during interview sessions, or the HYPER method. That's IPAR. You can write it down and do your research, or STAR. Then, next slide. Then when you are shooting your shots, Mr. Emmanuel yesterday mentioned something about your CV. Your CV should display your accomplishments. It should be accomplishment driven than your activities, or let me say what you actually execute. It should be result oriented. It should be, let employers see that by the time you join my business, you can actually deliver and bring, you can do things that can actually touch the bottom line of the business, that can generate revenue, that can actually, do things that they'll be happy about. But you need to quantify your accomplishment stories when you're shooting your shots. You need to quantify your accomplishment story. Use quantifiable data to showcase your accomplishments in a story approach that showcases your ability. And you can even use the CAR method. That's challenge, action, and results. Challenge means you describe the problem or the challenge that you faced. Action means you explain the steps you took to address it. And the result means you highlight the positive outcomes that you were able to, deploy. Make sure, okay, so for example, let me put it this way. In terms of accomplishments, let me put it this way. For instance, sir, thank you for the question. You see, hi, I was working in the technical department, and, I was working in the sales department, and I was able to increase sales after brand reputation damage to our clients by 30% in my previous role. Make sure you quantify your accomplishments. It is very important because what? Employers are interested in the numbers. They want to see the numbers. They want to see that you are. The next one is your unique selling points. What are your unique selling points? What distincts you? I'm sure every one of us said there is something we are unique for. Our DNAs are different, right? I cannot copycat you, and you cannot copycat me. But there is something you are unique for. So what are those unique selling points that you have? Why don't you display it? Why don't you identify and emphasize these points during these interview sessions? Then have questions for the interviewer. Oluyemi said something yesterday. Please, it's better you ask reasonable questions than for you to ask questions that will not actually depict you well. But try to have questions that will actually demonstrate your interests and curiosity to belong. So if, for example, they are interviewing me for a role, one of the questions I can ask them is, oh, so sorry, the incumbent person, what has this person done over the years that makes him or her a successful person on that role? I'm trying to do what? Inquire. I'm trying to understand that curiosity. I want to know, and that is what employers are looking for. Then follow up. See, until you pass through this second bridge, until you get the right employer that is now interested in your value, until you get this right, until you do the right things that will display you as a value compelling applicant, somebody they cannot resist. There are instances whereby they will see you and they will not be. For you to land your job successfully, landing a job successfully is a significant achievement. However, it is just the beginning of another journey. And you have to prepare for it effectively in two ways. The first one is your initial steps to transition into the new role. Please write it down. Please write it down. Your initial steps to transition into, I can't see. Okay, your initial steps to transition into the new role. And then the second one is ongoing efforts to excel in your career. So there are two things that you must get right to successfully land that dream job. So I would like to talk about the first one. And that first one is what? Initial steps to transition into the new role, which I will summarize as before landing the job. See, before landing the job, there are some things that will come up. Yeah, I like you as an employer. I want to have you on board. But there are some things that will happen before you actually join the organization. The first thing is review your offer letter. If you're not good with clauses, clauses on offer letters, please reach out to people that really understand offer letters so that you don't make a mistake. Okay? I've seen a lot of people that they've actually signed an offer letter and they later regretted it. So make sure you do what? You review the offer letter. If you're not experienced enough, yes, get people that are well experienced and they can help you to see the hidden clauses that you need to actually maybe renegotiate with the potential employer or whatever. Secondly, non-disclosure agreements. I can remember one time, I'll use myself as an example. Oh, we are live. Okay. Okay, let me put it in a story case. Let me be real with you guys. Do you want me to be real with you? Okay, I'll be real with you. There was a time I signed an offer letter, and there's an NDA clause to it, and I didn't pay attention to it. I was very eager. I was very naive, fresh starters and everything. I didn't know that on that offer letter, there's a clause of 4 years. So I cannot leave the job until after 4 years. It was after my onboarding that I discovered it. 4 years, that's imprisonment. So please, for our information, when you want to sign non-disclosure agreements, please shine your eyes, eh? Shine your eyes, and make sure that what you are signing, you can comply to it. Are we together? Then negotiate your terms, the salary, the benefits, the opportunities. Make sure you negotiate it before accepting the offer. Can you see that all these things are very right? Because all these things, if you get them right, they are the things you have to do before landing the job. They are very important. And lastly, complete your paperwork. Complete your paper, do medicals, and all those things. And please, if you're working somewhere, resign gracefully. Don't burn bridges. Do the right thing. If it's 1 month notice, take it. If it is 2 weeks, take it. Don't burn bridges. These are the things you need to carefully do before landing your job successfully. Then, relocation or commute planning. Relocation or commute planning. So, if maybe your place of work is really far and you are really interested in that job, you can change location. I've done it before. I changed my location. Some people, you see that some people that are working on the island, they will go to island Mondays, they will come back on Fridays. They've been able to do what? Reshuffle. So all these things, you need to put them in place before landing that job. So let's go to after landing the job. Now, after landing the job, onboarding is key. Join the organization's onboarding session, understand their culture, know what the company's DNA is all about, know where you need to, know the influencers, those that are in authority, know how to do what, know how to blend well with them. And then training and skill enhancement. See, until you enter, you may not know that there are some things you now need to do what enhance. There are some skills you need to upskill yourself, or you need to unlearn, or you need to reskill. So you now need to do what? Upskill yourself. Then you set expectations. Communicate with your supervisor about your expectations. Understand what is expected of you. Now I'm talking about you after landing the job. After landing the job, understand their expectations, especially your supervisor. Then understand the company's culture. You see, I want to say something about our attitude. There are some behaviors we can exhibit at home, right? Don't bring it to the company's place, if they are not well aligned with the company's culture. It will fail you. In fact, they will quickly spot you because it's like smoke. And immediately they will discover that you are not culture fit for the business. But please understand the company's culture and realign yourself. We learn every day, right? We learn every day. We don't stop learning. Let's go to the next slide, which I'll be wrapping up soon. The next slide. Now, that is bridge number 2, right? Are we together? If you are together, let me say hi. Thank you. So, can you see how sensitive these bridges are in terms of your career journey management? Now, it's a different ball game to identify what the competitors, what companies are looking for. Number 2, you plan yourself, you package yourself, you upskill yourself so that you can be competitive in the market. You get that job. Now, see, it's another thing for you to sustain that job. It's another thing for you to do what? Sustain that job. Now, the next one is sustainability of your job presence. Sustainability of your what? Of your what? Job presence. Relevance and transitioning. In terms of this, it involves taking deliberate steps to maintain your employment, excel in your role, and adapt to changes in the workplace in today's dynamic job market. And the first thing I would like to talk about, the moment you resume, bam, you plan your career growth. You do what? you plan your career growth. If you're a customer success officer, you plan your career growth. If you're a marketer, you plan your career growth. If you're an HR person, you plan your career growth. So from an HR officer, in the next 2 years, I want to do what? I want to become a senior HR officer. In the next 5 years, I want to become an HR supervisor. Don't make that mistake of not planning your career growth. Because if you don't do that, you're not going anywhere. You just be working round the clock, like a routine, Then, professional development. The moment you develop your career plan, career growth plan, you'll be able to discover that, okay, in the next 3 years, the skills I have now to be promoted and maybe develop my professional skills. I need to I need to shadow one of my bosses to learn how to do these things. I think he has some of those skills. Okay, I need to learn from my colleagues on this and that. You need to do what? You need to develop yourself. Then you start networking. I cannot undermine the power of networking. Where I am today, the last 4 roles I've taken, I didn't apply. I did not apply. It was recommendation. Some from US, name it. I did not apply. And your network is your currency. Say currency. Currency. Your network is your currency. When you don't have money or whatever, if your network is not like corporate presence. So please, as we are all striving to get a good job, a dream job, please put the things in the right place for you to sustain your job. The innovation and creativity. And I would also like to talk about emotional intelligence. It's very important. Financial stability and savings. Financial stability and savings. These things are very important. Next slide. My time is winding up. Okay. And then reflection and demission. This is the final phase. In the last bridge, I didn't remember to talk about transitioning. So you transition from one position to another, or you transition from your company in a role to another company in another role. That is very key. But here, this is the time whereby you have reached the end of your career journey. It's essential to reflect on your career purpose and consider whether it's time for demission, stepping down, or transitioning. So self-reflection, you have to reflect your journey so far. And all these bridges, they have age brackets. Do you know that? They have age brackets. By the time you're getting to your 60s, your 70s, you're already in this bridge. And that is when you now be reflecting, okay, how I wish I didn't do this. How I wish I did this. Oh, my career journey was a success. Reflection. Planning. You need to plan, your demissioning. Mentoring. Maybe you are now ready to give back to the society. Legacy building. What will people say about you? At least Akitola Williams is no more today, but we can really talk about him because he did what? He did a lot of things in Nigeria. Your health and well-being. You look into your health, plan yourself well, because what? You're demissioning. Then, new pursuits. There are some things you love doing, like your hobbies. Look into it and make sure that, okay, since I'm not going to be working, I can venture into this or that. Maybe you want to open a shop or whatsoever. So on a final note, your career journey can be divided into several stages. At the start, you explore your interests and skills to set your career goals. Then, you work hard. What did I say? You work hard, or let me put it this way, you work hard and you work smart. You work hard and you work smart. You learn and build a professional reputation. Mid-career, you advance and contribute to your field. Then towards the end, you reflect on your legacy and values and plan your transitioning. This journey involves learning, growing, and finding your purpose at each stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Alasa. Please let's put our hands together for the Chief Operating Officer of Black Skill. And once again, we'd like to say thank you to Black Skill, one of our supporting partners. God bless you in Jesus' name. So how many of us are familiar with agripreneurship? Anybody? Do you know what that's about? It's a combination of the word agriculture and entrepreneurship. How many of you know that it is possible to be a farmer without land, without using soil? Do you know it's possible? Can I see, by show of hands, how many of you are familiar with that kind of agriculture? Okay, some of you seem to know. And I'm glad you know, because coming up next is a representative from Soilless Farmland, the head of sales, Akintola Deborah. Please let's put our hands together for her as she comes to speak to us. Please put your hands together for her. They're doing amazing things at Soilless Farm. Make it loud.
Good morning, everybody. Like she rightly said, my name is Akintola Deborah. I am the head of sales for Eupepsia Place Limited, popularly known as Soilless Farm Lab. Our watchwords are business, opportunity, and technology. Soilless Farm Lab is an agribusiness that is into the use of protected environment and soilless technology to provide opportunities that helps to take our agric industry to the next level. What I will basically be doing is introducing Soilless Farm Lab and what we do and some of the opportunities that we think we might have for you. Since this is a career fair, I also want to thank the organizers of this program for putting together this for our youth, because Soilless Farm Lab is youth-oriented, and we are keen on getting more youths into the agric industry. Okay, so I said we use business, opportunities, and technologies to help the youth to get to where they want to get to. So I have less than 20 minutes to, just talk about Soilless Farm Lab. So I'm going to start with the opportunities. At Soilless Farm Lab, we try to have we have a community of youths that we train. These youths are between the ages of 18 to 29, all youths, male and female. What we're trying to do is have a community where we have young farmers that are growing together, collaborating with each other to get to the next level, especially those that are interested in agriculture. Now, some of the opportunities that we give is, one, mentorship. We have designed syllabus, we've designed trainings where we get to mentor people in different aspects of agriculture. Agriculture is wider than just using hoes and cutlass. We've passed that stage of using hoes and cutlass, to farm. We've got a space where we are interested in data, where we are talking media, where we are talking agri-tech, so much that we are talking about. So we have different mentors that we work with to get the youths together and inform them about the opportunities they can get. Outside of mentoring, we also have community farming. What we call community farming is bringing people together in a space with the same vision, or aligning our vision towards the same goal. So my vision can be media, propagating agriculture through the use of media. My vision could be trading, Your vision could be data. You might be interested in data. All of these things, what is the common goal? The common goal is to push the agric industry one step further, one goal at a time. So that's what we are basically doing. Also, we also have opportunities where people get to get employment through our trainings. Now, how do we do this training? We have a training called Enterprise for Youths in Agriculture. We call it EYA. It has been running since January of this year, and it's going to run for the next 3 years. Every quarter of the year, we bring in 1,000 youths for this training. At the end of the 3 months, they get access to 9 months of mentorship. They get access to funding. They get access to owning companies or co-owning companies. They also get access to meet with people that can give them information on what they want to do. So for this year, we've trained 3 cohorts. The first in January, the second was in April, then the third was in September. The last set, the third was in July. The last set is started this month, and we are going further. So if you are interested in agriculture, if you feel like you want to collaborate with youth of your own kind, you can, after the program, we have a booth around there, Soilless Farm Lab, that you can ask questions and meet us on. For the technology aspect, we use protected environments, what we call greenhouse farming. How many of us have heard about greenhouse farming? How many of us know about greenhouse farming? Oh, it's good to know that we have people that are seeking knowledge and, getting information. So we use greenhouse farming and what we call soilless farming. Now, there are different types of soilless farming. We have hydroponics, we have aeroponics, we have aquaponics. What we use is hydroponics, the use of water and substrates that is not soil to grow plants. Now, the type of plants we grow are basically olericulture, that's vegetable, and floriculture, mostly flowers. So if you know that you are interested in learning about agriculture, where you don't need to use hoe, where you don't need to use cutlass, where you don't need to soil your hands, I'm not promising you that it is easy. I am not saying it's stress-free, but it is worth your time and worth your while. Then for the business aspect, there are so many opportunities in agriculture that are untapped. We have different aspects of agriculture. How many of us know about Wande View, Wande Kazim? Madam Wande Kazim. Okay, she's into media in agriculture, travels, gets paid, just to do media in agriculture. We also have our own in-house media team where they just take pictures, they make videos and all of these things. Outside of that, you could be an accountant. How many of us here studied accounting? How many of you here studied accounting? Do you know that you could do accounting just for farms? You don't have to wait for banks, you don't have to wait for investment companies to call you in as the accountant. You can work as an accountant for farms. You can do so much more than just hoes and cutlass. You can do so much more than just farming in the general. We also have, how do I put it? We also have other aspects of the business where you could be a data analyst for agri companies. So it's not just the art of it. We are also into the science, we are into the business. Then for the business aspect, you could be a commodity trader. You could trade different things. You could go into processing. So many things that you could do in agriculture, using agriculture. So this is what Soilless Farm Lab is all about, getting the youths together to help them one step further. after the program, after the EYA program, you get to own your own farm. But you don't even necessarily have to stay. You can go out and do your own thing and get much more from it. So if you know that you are interested in agribusiness as a career, you could meet with me. I'm also here with my team. The Soilless Farm Lab booth is over there. We could have a discussion when it's break or the breakout session, and we could talk so much more about agriculture. And if you need a phone number to call, you could reach us via 090. Are we together? You could reach us through 090-1486-5033. We're on Instagram, Twitter at SFarmLab. You could also check our website. I would come again. You could also check our website, www.sfarmlab.com. The phone number is 090 14865033. The booth is over there. We could talk so much more about agriculture. Agriculture has gone beyond what we used to think of it. Agriculture is no more restricted to the classroom learnings, what we've learned in the classroom. We could learn so much more, collaborate. The next step in agriculture is to collaborate. When you collaborate, you get to move way ahead and way faster. Thank you so much for having us. It's nice.
Please let's put our hands together once again for Deborah Akintala, Head of Sales at Soilless Farms. So a few minutes ago, we heard from the COO of Blackskill, and in the next few minutes, we're going to hear from their team. And let me tell you something. Just yesterday, I was at their booth. I went to engage them, and even and do that. So I would like us to give a warm round of applause to the team from Blackskill. Please let's put our hands together for them. Please let's make him welcome as he comes up.
All right, good morning, everybody. If you're excited, can you jam your hands together? Some persons are not jamming their hands together. That means you're not excited to be here. If you know that value has been added to you since yesterday and today, can you jam those hands together? At least do it for yourself. Oh yeah, come on. Jam those hands together. All right. Thank you very much. I need to be sure that the people I'm talking to are excited and value has been added and there is room or space inside of you to receive more value. All right, so very quickly, my name is Babajide Anjari. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager for Blackskill, and I have a couple of my team members just to your left there, and we've been engaging with a lot of you since yesterday, and we're still going to do more. So very quickly, this is a product showcase just to explain to you in details. If peradventure you need some clarity about what Blackskill does, about who we are, and other areas of opportunities that we have that can be beneficial to you, your friends, and people around you. So I'll be doing justice to that. I'll be explaining to you exactly what we do. And if you have any question, you can always visit us at the booth and we will explain to you. So very quickly, the first question that comes to mind that a lot of persons ask me, what is Blackskill? What are you guys into? And on the slide, so you can move to the next slide. Yes. What is Blackskill? So I will just read out what is there so that we can all read together and it makes more meaning and sense to us. So it says Blackskill Limited is a global HR technology company focused on what? Talent identification meaning that we identify talent. All right? That is why we are here, to identify you based on your strength, based on your skill set. So we are into talent identification. Incubation. We don't just identify you, we groom you, we incubate you, we train you, we add value to you to ensure that you are well equipped, to succeed in whatever career growth or employment that you are in presently. And if you are not, also to ensure that you succeed in the career that you are going to set yourself into. Then also acquisition. We acquire talent. When you are looking for any platform that has talent, you come to Blackskill. Then also verification, meaning that after we've identified you, we have incubated you, we have acquired you, we verify you to ensure that you have a clean slate. You have clean records. Everything that you claim that you have in terms of your certificates and whatnot is verified. And such that when we are connecting you to global employers, they know that whatever talent they are getting from Blackskill are authentic talent. Are we together? Now, and we are a bridge between talent, that is you, professionals, and employers. And also furthermore, we ensure that we make recruitment process seamless, effortless for employers, right? Such that when they come to our platform to look for talent, they are sure, and we give them the guarantee that the talents that are getting from Blackskills are verified talent that have been incubated, talent that have undergone trainings, and a lot of career growth has been made on those talents, and we give them peace of mind. Next slide. Now, I'll talk about the Blackskill platform. I'm sure you've been wondering, okay, Blackskill, how does it work? Next slide, please. Okay, now, the Blackskill platform is an intuitive software interface that transforms the recruitment process into a streamlined and efficient experience. With our user-friendly design and powerful features, the platform offers following benefits for talent and talent seekers. Now, what the platform does is, when you sign up on the Blackskill platform, either through the mobile app or the web app, when you sign up, we will require you to put in some important details about yourself. You would upload your CV, upload your certificate, impute your skills. Automatically, the platform profiles you and makes your career looks more presentable to employers. So what that means is, you have your picture, your CV, your certificates, your skills, and every other qualifications that you have. So the platform automatically profiles it for you, such that when you present it to an employer who comes to the platform to look at it, it looks more presentable. Are we together? It looks appealing to the employer. Now, that is what the Blackskill platform does for you when you sign up. It creates your professional profile for you automatically. Now, these are one of the values and the benefits that the Blackskill platform was created to do for you. Secondly, it grants you the visibility. Now, when you're on the Blackskill platform, you are sure to be seen by employers across the world. As I mentioned earlier, Blackskill is a Nigerian company, but we are a global brand, meaning that we have employers across the world who come to the platform to look for talent, especially African talent and Nigeria. So the platform gives you that visibility. People come in, they search based on whatever job title that you have or whatever profession, or based on your skills. And once they search on the platform, your profile pops out, and the employer can click on it and see your professional profile on the platform, giving you what? That visibility that you need. Now, what is the benefit of the Blackskill platform to employers, talent seeker? What that does is it helps to ensure that recruitment processes are done seamlessly. So instead of employers going through the traditional process of recruiting, where you have to advertise across different job boards, then you apply, you have over hundreds of applicants, and you start, filtering them through the ATS and all that. With Blackskill, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is go to the platform, you sign up as an employer. If you have any role you want to fill, just go to the search button on your own page as a talent seeker or employer and search. You can search by skills, you can search by job title, we can search by profession. So whatever query, whatever keyword you want to use, just type it inside and it will bring out the list of verified talent that fit the role that you're looking for. It is that seamless. And once you select the candidate or the talent that you want, you can send a message in-app on the platform to the talent. The talent will then respond to you whether he or she is interested, and you're done. In less than 4 days, 5 days, you're done with the recruitment, rather than having to go through long processes of recruitment process. And it doesn't stop there. We do verification, we do background checks, we do medical checks, and all that to ensure that your HR managers and the team are not stressed, to make life a bit more easier for them, and they can focus on empowering the talent within the organization. Next slide. So who do we serve? I'm sure if you listen carefully from when I started talking. So our target audience basically are talent, like you professionals, and talent seekers, employers, and also trainers, recruiters, HR managers. Those are the people that we serve. Next slide. Now our services, as I mentioned earlier on, we do talent identification, talent development, talent verification, assessment, career advisory and coaching, very important. And that is what we are here. We've started doing it since yesterday. We realized that those of us who are fresh graduates and those in the middle of our career, many of us are not clear. We do not have clarity as to what we want to do with our career. So it is important for us to give career advisory. We do career advice. We do free CV review. We started yesterday. We review your CV, and we also offer CV revamp and webinars. So the webinar platforms are where we train. We invite professionals within the different fields to come and engage with talent based on the different level of your career, to speak to you on talent management, on visibility, entrepreneurship, and all sorts of areas that is of concern to talent. Next slide. Then, so we have what we call the Black Skills School of Employability Skills. Now, I mentioned yesterday, but I'll just emphasize more on it. So based on our vision to ensure that we equip the African talent, there's a arm of the Black Skill Limited called the Black Skill Academy. And as a CSR project, we have decided to train 100 talents for free on behavioral competences, on skills that you need to succeed in every employment that you find yourself. It's going to be for 60 days. The first 30 days is for the training, 5 days for virtual, and 25 days physical intensive training. And the second 30 days is for a compulsory internship, because we want to make sure that after you're done with the training, you go for your internship, and after that, you get job opportunities. So it's something that I want to encourage every graduate in the house to take advantage of. A lot of talent have been applying, and the first cohort will be starting this month. Now, let me make this clear. The fact that you may not be part of the first cohort doesn't mean you should give up. Immediately the first cohort starts, the second cohort is going to start immediately. So I want to encourage you, apply. All you have to do is just go to www.blackskill.com on your phone browser, and go to BSES. Click on it, then you fill the form. Next slide. How do I get started? As I said, go to www.blackskill.com as a talent. When you get there, you will see on the top bar, apply as a talent. Click on it, scroll down, click on sign up, upload your CV, fill up the details, link up with your LinkedIn account, and that's it. As a talent seeker, as an employer, go to the www.blackskill.com, visit talent, meaning you're looking for a talent, click on it, and you sign up. And also, we have a mobile app that is also on the Google Play Store and on the App Store. So very quickly, if you want to communicate with us, our social media platforms, please, the next slide. Okay, these are just the interface. You can scroll through to the second to the last slide, so I don't waste too much of our time. Yeah, now what to do. As a talent, upload your profile on the Black Skill app today to enjoy global access to employers and recruiters. And as an employer or a recruiter, sign up to the platform today to get global access to verified talent. And if you want more information, you can come to our booth or visit us on our social media platform. Please, the next slide. So you can visit us on Twitter and Instagram as BlackSkill1, on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Black Skill Limited. Then also we have a Telegram group where we engage with talent. So you can just come to the stand there. We will give you the link. You can join and you can ask any question. It's a community where we train, we do free CV review, we do career advisory, and we encourage talent to, make the right decision as far as their career growth is concerned. And also, if you have any inquiries, you can send an email to contact@blacksky.com or call us on that phone number. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah.
Please let's put our hands together for Mr. Babajide from Black Skill Limited. So as he has said, their booth is just over there. It's right there. Please ensure you visit them. Sign up. There's a lot you can benefit from it. The free training, the compulsory internship, getting access to jobs. It's a whole lot. And if you're a recruiter in-house, I'm sure you would see that there are fantastic talents there with behavioral competency. So let's put our hands together once again for Black Skill Limited. All right, so in the journey of your career, I'm sure we all know that you would always have to skill up. You would always have to take trainings after trainings after trainings. Sometimes it gets exhausting, but how do you even know the right skills that you need to learn, the right courses to take, things like that? Well, there's a company here to speak to us about that. Let's make welcome the Learning Programs Manager from the incubator, Mr. Emmanuel Easy Olatunji. Let's put our hands together for him.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. Okay, it's still morning. Good morning, everyone. Trust you're good. It's been a pleasant time being here, and my name is Emmanuel, representing the Incubator Nigeria. At the incubator, someone will ask, why incubator? Because the first thing that comes to the mind of everyone when you hear the word incubator is you are looking for chicks and eggs, right? Right? Okay. But in the incubator, we don't incubate chicks or eggs. You incubate minds. And that's because we believe that if minds are incubated in a period of time, they come back to give life even to our community. Now, the direction that we go through in the Incubator Nigeria is taking people through detailed skills. And that's why I'm here to tell you that the future of whatever we're doing right now, everything you see is digital. When I was born, there was no phone. The best of phones we have then is the one that you do like this. I don't know, do anyone remember? Maybe Gen Zs cannot relate. There's one that you do like this, you now carry on your hand, you now wait. In fact, I remember then we had one, I grew up in a village. So we had just one in the old village, and it's a mission house. So anyone you want to call, you go there. They fix another appointment for you. But I by God's grace, have a daughter that my phone, without teaching her, she can operate it and even go to YouTube, go to Instagram. She knows the difference. That's to tell you that things are evolving. And whatever you see as best now would not be best in the next 10 years. In fact, I stand to ask myself, what would be the future of the people that are studying zoology? Apologies to people studying zoology, but it's the truth. I find it hard to know what will be the future of people who study courses like soil science. If they are just studying soil, and the best they could know is no different kind of soil. Because ChatGPT will tell you everything about type of soil and how to use them in the best way. So what we are saying now is, it is good that we go to school, but it's the best that we equip ourselves with digital skills. A lot has been said yesterday during the panel session. A lot has been said from different point of view of our panelists. And we are saying that, and the Incubator Nigeria, we are here to give you the best of the soft landing. Now, in the Incubator Nigeria, our vision is to train between now and the next 5 years, 100,000 youths. And also to provide the cheapest, or let me say the most affordable, yet the best digital skills in Nigeria and for Africa. Now, you can be part of this because by history, the incubator started 2019 officially, and between then and now, we've done about 26 trainings across different states in Nigeria. And I can tell you for free, without collecting money, that over 5,000 lives has been transformed, impacted through our trainings. Hi, please, if you want to clap, please clap. Out of this, we've taken a number of people that were impacted into advanced courses, and we have over 700 who are currently in field of digital skills. What they do for a living now is provide digital skills services, or some are trainers. And of course, we will not just train. A number of times we provide ability for people to come into internship. So some will ask me, if you train me, are you going to employ me? No. But your willingness, your ability to learn faster, your desire, let me put it that way, your desire to go forward in this, we make us see that, okay, this person is eligible for internship. So we place you on internship, and from your internship, we have 70% of people that were converted from internship to full employment. I studied agric engineering. Fantastic. I wanted to study agric engineering, and I studied agric engineering. But here am I today in the digital world, training digital skills. And that has been a blessing so much to my life, giving me a lot of opportunity. And I can be sure that in the next 10 years, I'm not obsolete because there's a reference. Now, let me put this straight to people that are in professional fields, because one of the things we do now is to target more professionals than youth. If you're an accountant, it is good that you study accounting, know how to do balance sheets, credit and loss side. Sorry, I don't know so much about it, but at least I understand that. But how do you feel when you're an accountant that knows about data science and can draw analysis from the data and provide solution? How about being a lawyer that studied law and yet you could program, and people can access your website, people can access your data for legal issues? Or, I hope you are aware that maybe in the next 15, 20 years, I don't know, Nigeria should be there. We'll be having robots go to the bar to defend cases. I don't know if you're aware that it's happening already. That doctors don't usually attend to people physically. You just connect virtually. What's your case? This is your prescription. Check on you. As a matter of fact, they are doing that stuff on villages now through the United Nations. These and much more are the possibilities we have now, and I will say come more in the future. The question is, the certificate you carry now, the knowledge you have now, can it sustain you through what we have now and the future? What can bridge that gap is digital skills. And that's why I'm saying that this initiative is increasingly required in the workspace and around the world, and is bringing us to the reality of what our future looks like and why we need to jump into action now. I believe a number of us are people of, let me use church people. The Bible says in the last day, your young men shall see visions. That means that it is not required for us to be dreaming of what will happen in the future, because we have seen some precedents come into pass. Why not see for the future what will happen and take action for it now? Imagine someone like Joseph was not able to take action for Egypt. what would have happened to the country Egypt? What would have happened to the nation at that time? Now, for Incubator Nigeria, we have been offering free trainings, and of course, we will still do that. However, it has been a trend because I told you we have over 20 courses or classes that have been taken for free. Whatever you get for free, sometimes people don't take it very lightly. They don't take it very significant. That's why we have 1,000 people registered, just 300 people coming into classes, and at the end, you have just about 70, 80, 90 getting to finish. I think I have 1, 2, 3 people here that have attended classes, and you see that. So that's why we are pushing forward some bits of financial commitment. Remember, our vision is that we make digital skills as affordable as possible, and yet with the same level or with a high level of excellence. So we're opening to you opportunity for digital skills. From next month, there is a physical and virtual opportunity to this. Currently, we're running opportunities in UI UX, web development, data science, and digital marketing. We believe these 4 skills are very required in this current economy or the world, the Nigeria of now. Of course, we do more courses than this. We have cybersecurity, we have NFT gaming, we have media skills, we train people in media skills, we have 3D animation, we have robotics, and so much more. But for this quarter, which is from this month till December, we will be running training in UI UX, that's product design, product management, and web development, and of course, data science. So I don't know which one you want to apply for. You can just meet our people at our booth. They'll put you through and give you more light into this. But let me wrap up with this. Your little input into learning digital skills now, you won't know the value until nearest future. And when I mean future, the future starts from tomorrow. Nobody knew between May 1st and now that fuel will be this expensive. Same way I would say nobody knows how expensive digital skill might be for you, or how costly. It might not be expensive, but sometimes it might be costly. It will be for you by the time you need it. Also, there are lots of jobs. There are lots of jobs everywhere in the world, but there's a major challenge. We have very few people qualified for it. The jobs out there are no longer come and teach alone. It's about come and be of use. And people don't want to exactly see your certificate. They want to see what you can do. So the question you should ask yourself, or help me ask your neighbor, what can you do? What do you have to offer the future? What do you have to offer yourself? Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel Easy Olatunji. Please let's put our hands together for him one more time. So how many of you are ready to skill up and learn? Can I see your hands up? Okay, all right. Okay, so coming up next is one of the finest youth pastors we have in RCCG. I would say he needs no introduction, but I will still have to do that. Please let's make welcome from the CAD Center, CAD being CADD, Pastor Ayola Jolayemi. Please let's give him a warm, outstanding welcome. Please let's put our hands together for him. While we wait, let me use this time to remind us that This program is hybrid and we have a virtual audience, people watching at home, online and on TV. So if you're watching, please pay careful attention to the links that you see the exhibitors displaying. You might not be here in person to engage them one-on-one, but you can still benefit from this program. So let's make welcome the representative of the CAD Center. Let's put our hands together for him.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Ojo. I'm the lead designer at CAD Center. I'm UI UX designer and Autodesk certified professional. I would like you to look at your right and tell your neighbor, please skill up for tomorrow. What's their response? Look to your left and tell them, please skill up for tomorrow. All right, so we have a presentation before our CEO comes up. We just want to take you through a journey before we talk about who CAD Center is. All right. The slide, please. So while we wait for them to put up the slide, the reason why we are here is just to introduce design to us. Everybody that has come up here have, in one way or another, to try to charge us to know the reason why we need to skill up. And one of the ways we can skill up is by diving into the world of design. And when you dive into the world of design, then there's a lot of unlimited possibilities into what you can get to have. All right, so you're going to go with me on a journey and where we are going to be showing you guys what our students have done. And then before I'll call up my CEO to talk about what we are really into. Next slide. So you would ask yourself, what is a design? Do I even need a design? It has been a question that I've had to ask myself a lot of times before I eventually dived into it. And I would tell you that I've not regretted that decision. Please, next slide, please. So chapter 1, we want to go into our projects, our students' projects, what they have been able to do after they've come to us to learn design and all of that. So please go to the next slide. Thank you. All right, so this is the foundation of what design is all about, drafting and detailing. And for those of us who are in the engineering space, you would understand what I'm talking about, drafting. You know technical drawings and all of that. Now, the thing now is that the world has gone past using pencil and paper to design into going into the system to use the system to design. So before you even go into your area of specialization, it is important for us to know the foundation of design. And the software that we use for the foundation of design is called AutoCAD. And you can see what one of our students did with AutoCAD. This is a typical detailing of a reinforcement. And now this is another design that you can see here, 3D product design used with SolidWorks. One of our students had to make do with SolidWorks to design a bicycle, and also added the animation where you can rotate the pedals and all of that. Please let me go to the next slide. So you can see he's trying to show that you can actually rotate this pedal and how it's going. So the software that was used to do that is called SolidWorks. Please, next slide. And then going over to the architectural space and the interior design. So these are some of the outputs that you get to have. You would ask yourself, is this a photograph? No, it's not a photograph. It was designed on the system and rendered out. There's something we call rendering. It's just getting an imagery out of whatever you have done. And it looks as though it's a photograph, but in the real sense, this is not a photograph. And it was done by Revit and 3ds Max. Let's go to the next slide, please. And also going into the fashion world. So I know some of us will say that I'm not an engineer. I didn't study anything engineering. So can I still design? Yes, of course. You can actually still design. Being in the fashion world, we also have tools and softwares that will allow you to design stuff, getting your fabric pattern created, and also getting a digital 3D illustration of your design. So you can see a few of these and look at the animation where you can have here more like catwalking stuff you get. But this is a 3D, is nothing but a 3D, and you just have to. So why do you need this? There will be times where you want to display your product and you don't have that product yet. You can quickly do a 3D design of it, show it to the stakeholders or to your clients, and once they like it or they have any tweak, they make the tweak, you go back, and then you produce this stuff. So our internship, so we also have an internship program whereby we bring in an intern and you learn from us and also earn. Actually, we're currently running this internship program whereby we bring in people, they learn all of these software tools for free, and while they are learning this, they are also earning on the side. So if you're part of those people that you would like to learn all of those things and more and still earn, we have a barcode here. All you just need to do is just scan this barcode. So I'm going to give us like 30 seconds to scan this barcode. And when you scan it, just give us your information, and then we will get back to you. So while you're scanning this barcode, I am going to, please, before you go to the next slide, I will call on to the CEO of CAD Center to continue in this presentation, and there he will talk to you about what CAD Center is all about. So thank you.
Please, let's put our hands together for Joe. Thank you very much. Okay, how many of you love to learn and earn at the same time? You want to learn and at the same time earn. So you have the barcode on the screen. I hope you can scan from where you are. Now, CAD Center is 11 years old in Nigeria, but globally it is 34 years, 35 in November. And CAD Center is the world's largest engineering and computer-aided design training institute in the world. It's the world's largest. And we are opportune to be the franchise owners for Nigeria and West Africa. And between when we started in 2012 till date, we have trained about 8,700 engineers across the West African region. And these trained engineers cut across every engineering discipline, from mechanical to civil, electrical, electronics, pipeline, petroleum, structural, architectural discipline. And we know that there is a gap in our educational system which we are trying to fill. And that gap, do I have any engineer in the house? Anybody who is an engineer or who studied engineering? Okay. So whilst you were in school, I'm sure you learned drafting using your technical board. True or false? We carried out a competency test across 15 universities in Nigeria, and we found out that most of our engineering students are not actually industry ready, or what you would call market ready. So we are here to plug that skill gap, which is ensuring that every engineer that comes out after NYSC and can pass through our internship program will be equipped to be able to compete favorably with any other person in the engineering space. If you go and search for a job today, they will tell you that engineering design is a prerequisite. Not so. Maybe you are in civil, mechanical, they will tell you should know how to use SolidWorks, StatPro, Revit, 3ds Max, BIM, and all the other engineering software. We are here to plug that gap. But we also know that there is a challenge, which is earning capacity or paying capacity. The softwares are not that cheap. So what have we done? We have provided a 1-year window for corpers, youth corpers, or fresh graduates who have a knack for engineering, architecture, or interior design. And what we will do is to take you through our assessment test. And when you pass the assessment test, or at least get a minimum grade for that, you will be working with us for 1 year. And during that 1-year period, you would also be learning from our engineering team on how to use this software. Our target right now, like I said, we've trained 8,700, but our focus is to democratize engineering design to ensure that at the end of the day, we can catch the students even from the university. We are coming down. Now we are still at NYSC level, and post NYSC level, our focus, our future plan is to go actually to ensure that we can run a curriculum that is side by side with your current class work. Wouldn't that be good, guys? So that when you are in school, while you are learning theory, you are able to also learn the application. The beautiful thing about our model is that our model is 70% desk work. That means you are on the computer, practical, for 70% of your classes, and only 30% of that class is done in the classroom. And why is that so? Engineering design is a skill, not just knowledge. It's a skill, so you must know how to use it. The other beautiful part of the CAD Center certification, or this CAD Center certificate, is that because CAD Center is the world's largest provider of engineering design training, our certificate is recognized across board. We have people who have come to our institution who are working with large multinationals, and some of them have even gone ahead to work or process their foreign transfers to other countries by virtue of what they have learned from us. So we look forward to seeing you at our booth, which is by the second booth by my left-hand side. If you're interested in joining our internship program, or you just want to learn how to use engineering design software to bring the thought in your mind to life and solve real-life issues that would help Nigeria's infrastructural drive, then we are your go-to partners. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you in our booth.
Thank you so much, Ayola Joel, and please a round of applause for him again. Okay, now I sincerely hope that you are taking notes of opportunities to embrace, platforms to leverage upon, and networks to maximize. I really do hope that you are doing so. Now, as we proceed this afternoon, we want to take a session from one of our partners, the Bank of Industries, and to take that will be the Deputy General Manager, SME South 2, SME Directorate, the Bank of Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me with a round of applause, Obaro M. Osa. Please put your hands together for him as he comes up on stage. Please keep clapping till he gets here. We want to know all the Bank of Industries have to offer and the privileges they are bringing forth and how we can leverage, maximize opportunities available to us. Please keep clapping till it starts speaking to you. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm excited being here, and I want to thank the organizers of this program. And I've told them that maybe next time they should let us know early enough so that while we come to do a presentation, we also get our team to man a booth so that after the presentation, you have the time to engage further and see how we can better create a network for our community, for our country, for ourselves, and for our businesses. Thank you. How many of us have heard of Bank of Industry? How many of us have ever visited Bank of Industry? How many of us have ever received funding from Bank of Industry? I repeat, how many of us have ever received financing from Bank of Industry? This is where to be. How many of us have received any training from Bank of Industry? How many of us have ever attended any session where Bank of Industry reps made a presentation? No, some have indicated. Don't say no one. You don't? Yes, but some have indicated interest. But I'm happy with this feedback And that is why it's important that we need to work closer with organizers, because I understand it's an annual event. So BOI need to work with you to ensure that we participate in your program on a yearly basis. So I'm going to speak on the topic BOI offering. Please go back a bit. Go back a bit, please. BOI offerings and insights into building startups. And I'm doing the presentation at the Redemption City Career Fair taking place today. Next slide, please. So globally, large and small enterprises play significant roles as engines of socio-economic transformation. Most startups are MSMEs, and they contribute between 40 to 55% of GDP, and about 50 to 80% of employment in most countries. This is a World Bank study data. In Nigeria, they are credited with about 85% of total industrial employment. 96% of numbers of such businesses, between 10 to 15% of that number are involved in manufacturing. And of course, in terms of GDP, they account for 46.31%. For those involved in export, they account for less than 10%, about 6.21%, which is very, very low in this environment where our exchange rate is deteriorating periodically. And that is Smidan report. Now, from the data compiled by Smidan, 2022 report, we have about 39.7 MSMEs. So what it means, virtually everybody here who have an idea and want to convert it into business, the step to take is to first of all, agree on what you want to do, design a vision, have a mission in mind, develop and agree on a name, and get incorporated. Go and register that name at CAC. You can't start business without registering that business. Otherwise, the business will not leave you. All the conversation I've listened to in the morning, you can only do that when you take the step to first of all register. When you register immediately, you fall within the MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. And from the available data, there are 39.7 million of such in Nigeria. And that is very critical. Can you imagine if these 39.7 million MSMEs employ one person, additional person each across the federation? That would be 39.7 million employment created immediately. And if each of them employs 2 more people, you multiply 39 by 2. That tells you the impact MSMEs make in a developing economy like Nigeria. They are too strategic to be ignored because they control the mass. 39.7 million is a huge number. So government agencies, institutions must do all they can to provide support for those MSMEs to strive and employ 1 more person or 2 more persons. Once you do that, you are resolving several problems at the macro level because you are helping us to address unemployment. You are helping us to address wealth creation. You are helping us to address skill acquisition. You are helping us to address entrepreneurship. Very, very important. And you also are helping us to grow the country's GDP. And if you are employed, you are going to pay tax. So you're helping government to drive internal general revenue. Because you are a responsible citizen, you are paying tax. Then you are likely going to live a better life. Your children will attend good schools. You take care of your family. And generally, we work together as an ecosystem to build a better country for ourselves. Of these 39.7 million, about 38.4 are micro, and that's about 96%. So the micro, so within the MSMEs, you have the micro. In fact, there's another segment called nano. So people call nano, micro, small, and enterprises. So the nano is that one-man shop, mom and pop shops by the roadside. That malam that has a kiosk that prepares bread in the morning and akara in the morning. That woman that sells roasted plantain on the roadside. That woman that sells granite. That woman that hawks bread. They belong to the nano. Then, if you go beyond that, you move to the micro. The small bakery on the street side. The small garri processing factory on the roadside. The woman the person who is doing pure water business on the roadside. The person doing recharge card business. People involved with POS transactions all over the place. They are contributing to the economic wheel. They form within the microspace. And we are saying that the microspace can be deepened further and play very significant role even in the agro-processing space. I was excited when he was talking about doing agriculture without looking at the soil. But take a look and let's think for a moment. All of us who are here this morning have had breakfast. So what did you eat? Maybe yam, maybe bread, maybe plantain, maybe dodo, maybe moi moi, maybe akara, maybe rice, maybe beans. Do you know that all these ones are listed are product of agriculture? Do we know that? All of us know that? So when you're eating that beans, don't you know that somebody actually farmed and planted beans? When you're eating plantain, don't you know somebody actually planted the sucker for 8 months? The thing fruited, matured, they cut it, take it to the marketplace. We are saying all these products that you consume, you can create businesses around them. So that empty farmland you have, abandoned, that you say you don't have anything, can you reflect after this session to think of what you can plant in that empty parcel of land? It can be corn, it can be beans, it can be potato, it can be plantain, it can be banana. Instead of wasting it, all of us here are from different communities in the village, not even Lagos alone. Your grandfather's land, massive estates. Your father's land, massive is the village. They are all abandoned. Can you think for a while and employ the local people in your community to farm those lands? And you share profits. You come on an arrangement. It's a win-win situation. Now, what we are saying, part of the general macroeconomic problem at the top that Nigeria is facing, one of the fundamental issues is food security. If we can feed ourselves, we can clothe ourselves, the problems will be less than complicated as they are today. And so we are saying that with technology and funding availability, you can create business around each of these agro products. And Bank of Industry will be there to provide that funding for you, to enable you upscale and produce more instead of producing the traditional way, package more, sell in a bigger market, generate more revenue, employ more people, and live a better life. So we are partners. And if you look at the Nigerian demography of over 200 million people, over 70% are below age 35. What it means is that it will be lack of strategy for anybody, any institution, any government to plan without looking at the youth segment and the women segment. Because the bulk of the people you are managing are below age 35. So if you go into the strategy room to plan, to discuss, to strategize, you can't walk out of that room without considering women, without considering the youths. Otherwise, that strategy will be judged on arrival. Next slide, please. So, startups in Nigeria, an overview. Disrupt Africa showed that Nigerian startups made up to 28.4% of Africa's total funded ventures. And the country received about 29.3% of the continent's total investment. Over 180 startups emerged from the Nigerian startup ecosystem, and they raised a total sum of almost $1 billion. These people who raise this money, they are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are our friends, they are from our communities, they are our classmates, they are seniors in universities and seniors in colleges. They are one of us. They are church members. They are our friends. We live in the same neighborhood. If they can do it, you can also do it. And that is why sitting down there in the last 3 hours, all the lessons learned, please take it back and act on them. If you ask me, the organizer should circulate all the papers presented. Take your time to read them and come up with a summary and a roadmap, action step of what you want to do after this program. So that it goes beyond just talking to action. Execution is a strong driving force in achieving any dream. If you don't execute, you can never achieve what you plan to do. Some days back, there was a crisis in Israel and Hamas. And the Israeli Prime Minister came and said, we'll get it back. We can never be conquered. What happened thereafter? Execution. People organized this program. They took some time, hours, planning, discussing, quarreling, disagreeing, agreeing. They set a date. They got a venue. They went to seek funding. That's execution. Today we are here. So they move beyond the dream to actual. The same way, you want to go to school. You want to learn a skill. You want to start business. You want to expand business. That is theory. You must take that step to practice what you want to do. That is the power of execution. Can anybody echo this? Power of execution. Power of execution. It is what that gets it done. Without execution, nothing can be done. So let us think and dream, sleep, wake up, and think of power of execution. That makes a difference. So fintech's area is souring. And these startups, these are Nigerian companies who are doing very well. For example, Flutterwaves is a Nigerian company. Very new company, but now with massive recapitalization. So that idea you have, please get registered, come to us, talk to other partners, share your ideas, and implement. It is when you implement that that dream cannot become a reality. If you don't implement, the dream can never be a reality. Please go to the next slide. Damn, it's already there. Okay. Now, what are the challenges in accessing finance? Access to finance is a critical enabler for a growth and development of startups. Despite this, the business credit market is characterized by market failures and imperfections. Financing gap in MSME is estimated to be $617.3 billion. Okay, 617.3 billion naira. That's from the PwC report. Most MSMEs, they use friends and families to raise financing, but that can take them that far. You need to move beyond friend and family, but it's a starting point. Friend and family, because what do you need to set up a business? Maybe you need 5 million. Maybe you need 2 million. Maybe you need 1 million. You can talk to a friend, he can help you. Get incorporated and you start operation. So if you don't want to come and borrow money from the bank, you can tell us what you've done with your own resources. The money you took from your friends and family and what you want to do with it. They organize support you to upscale that operation. So even though access to finance is very critical for startups, there are some few challenges in trying to access funding. I will highlight one or two. Next slide, please. One, insufficient collateral and guarantee. Two, lack of bankable projects in the application processes. Three, a large number of investors are unaware of the different sources of funding available and how they can access them. If you want funding, the funding must come to you in the right terms and conditions. So you don't say you want to start your business. I'm sorry to say, you go and borrow money from a microfinance bank and you are paying 3% or 4% flat. You can't survive. It's going to knock you off badly. You need to look for patient capital that you need for your business. You can only do that if you're a trader, where you buy and sell and make a lot of margin. You need to look at the margin in your business before you go and borrow money. And look at the interest, part of your cost, and do the computation. So knowledge is critical for you to do business. If you don't have knowledge, you can't run a successful business. So other challenges include lack of experience, talent. I'm happy with one of the speakers talking about talent, why you should know, why you should be talented. Okay. Infrastructure constraints, issue of electricity, roads, internet access, transport, etc. Regulatory hurdles, in this part of the world. Size of the market is also a limiting factor because startups don't have the resources to employ people, to employ professionals. So they need to start small. So that may be a constraint because they can't have that size. But we are saying that start small, but think big. When you start small, you have a good product, you have a good service, that will attract investors. That will attract financing institutions to come and help you to upscale. But you need to start first. Next slide, please. So how can startups, please listen to this slide, very, very important. Starting up a business, I've identified some of the challenges. How do you overcome those challenges? One, please keep personal finances in order and have a clear business plan. So, I said earlier, incorporate the company. So let's assume my company's name is XYZ Enterprises. My name is Obaro Osa. Now, I must separate Obaro Osa from XYZ Enterprises. So I'll put myself on a salary as the CEO of XYZ Enterprises. So just as I pay all of my staff, I pay my suppliers, I also pay myself. So let's assume my salary is 150,000 naira in a month. So at the end of the month, I debit XYZ Enterprise account 150,000. I credit Obaro Osa's account 150,000. That one money now is my money. I can spend it as much as I like. However, I should not, from purpose of corporate governance, spend XYZ Enterprise money as I like. It's a company, a distinct individual entity from me. So you must have a dividing line between the company and your person. Why some businesses fail is that they model up everything. There's no difference because I'm the CEO, I own the company, I just dip money into the purse and spend. When you do that, you are not following corporate governance. The business is unlikely going to outlive you. But if you separate yourself from the business, then you are putting some structures in place where people, other investors, can be attracted to invest in your business. Secondly, ensure proper financial records are kept for the business. So, have an account. Most of your payments, let them run to your bank statement. Do less of cash transaction. You can do transfer, you can do POS, you can issue checks, you can do transfers. Do less of cash. So that when a banker comes to you, they're going to ask them a few questions. Can I have your bank statement in the last 1 year? You just go and print it and give it to them. A banker will look at your bank statement, look at your credit turnover, look at your debit turnover, look at the frequency with which money is coming to your account. On the strength of that, they can analyze and take some decision on your behalf. But if you do cash, that will be missing from that record. So we must have that discipline to ensure this is done. Okay, collaborate with others so that you can look at their strengths, their weaknesses, and ensure you have that complementary capability so that you can actually work together. But I'm going to leave this slide so that you can take time to look at it because Madam is flagging me because of time, you know. But let me take another one, maybe 2 more slides. Engage in co-funding activities, you know. Actively build your network. This network is so critical. And I think 1 or 2 persons earlier mentioned it. That what is your net worth? He said it's a currency. I remember he said so. It's a currency. So if you lock me in that room now, and I have nothing, but I have my telephone, who can I call? Come. Please, can you send me 100,000 naira? Can you call? Who can you call when you need help? Who? You are smiling. You have to develop it. There must be a friend. There must be a brother. There must be a church pastor. There must be a church member who you can call. It comes from trust. You have to deliberate about it and build that trust. If there's nobody you can call today to give you 5,000 naira, without blinking, they'll send it to you. You need to do more work. It's very critical. You can't survive without it. That's the network. Attend seminars like this. Avoid litigations as much as possible. They don't need fighting. I mean, how long are you going to be in this world? Why are you fighting? You waste your energy, waste your resources. There's no need fighting. Try and negotiate your way through issues. There will be problems, but try and negotiate your way around issues. Don't go and fight. No. Fight does not generate any result. Negotiate your way through around issues. Okay. Go to the next slide. Just define our roles, what we are to do as a DFI to help to catalyze business operations. So whichever segment you are in, either you are micro, either you are small, or they are large enterprises, Bank of Industry is there to provide support for you at a very cheap and comfortable terms and conditions. Go to the next slide. And these are the industry where we operate: agro-processing, solid minerals, manufacturing generally, and anything value addition. Please go to the next slide because of time. Next slide. Yes, I will discuss this. This is focused on youths. What have we done for youths? So these are some of the programs we've done for youths. The CBN TIES program, the JEF, the ESP, the Youth Ignite. Next slide. Next slide, please. We also have funded these tech hubs, more than 11 across the Federation. There are 3 in Lagos. There's one in Unilag. There's one with ICANN in Yaba. There's one in Lekki Axis. These are funded 100% by the bank. And so as young people, these are co-working spaces provided for you. And you should take advantage of that to go and hone your skills. Go to the next slide. Next slide. These are areas where we are more interested. Businesses that are women and youth focused. Businesses that have innovative financing solutions, MSME focused, looking at job and value creation, looking at environment and able to do business in a very better way. Next slide, please. These are the industries where we can do business. So anybody in this space, from solid minerals to chemicals to health and pharmaceuticals, oil and gas, food and beverages, agro-processing, creative industries, renewable energy, gender business, hospitality and tourism. Anybody involved in this space will be ready to support you, including engineering and technology. Now, this is how we are structured. We have 3 business directorates in the bank. You have the micro enterprises headed by executive director. We have an SME headed by executive director. We have large enterprises headed by executive director. So whatever business you have, we fall within each of these categories. These are our partners, because we are not in isolation. Just as we are partnering with this organizer of this program, we also have strategic partners that work with us to ensure that we have enough funding to continue to play our businesses. This just tells you our financial performance. What this slide tells you is that BOI is here to stay. That tells you what we've done. So just as one or two speakers said, how do you rate your performance, even your own business? Take a snapshot of yourself, reflect, and look at yourself in the last 3 years. What have you done? And project for another 3 years. So for a bank, that is our data. Please go back. That is our data. Go back. Yeah, stay here. This tells you what we've done. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. So you can also have this personal financial report for yourself. What were you 5 years ago? Where were you 4 years ago? Where were you 3 years ago? 2 years ago? Last year? Where do you want to be next year? 2 years' time? 3 years' time? So you project backward, you look backward, and project forward. So just as the life of a business, you can also have this, a personal testimony like this. Where were you before? So when you're not doing well, you try and take steps to improve on it. What you've done well, you strengthen it and continue to do that. And these are parameters. So these are our own parameters. You can set up your own. Like one of those speakers said, where are your skill gaps? Where are your funding needs? You need to go to school. You need to acquire a skill. You itemize it and take steps to implement them. These are the, no, go back, sorry, go back here. If you want to do business, go forward. Forward. Okay, hold on. Backward a bit, hold on. No. Oh, God. Go back a bit. Yes, stop here. If you want to apply to the bank, we are a bit digital. We're not analog. So you can visit our website. Okay? You can visit our website, www.boi.ng, and then you can make an application. And all our state offices are clearly highlighted. We are present in Lagos here. We have 2 state offices. We're in Ikeja in Alausa that takes care of the mainland. We're in Lekki that takes care of the island, and we're also in Marina, which is our head office. And all these services are available. And you can go to our website and we can see how we can do business with each other. Thank you very much.
Please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Osa once again. All right. So in case you missed it, the application portal for the Bank of Industry is open. If you need funding for your business, whether it's an SME or a large corporation, whatever kind of funding, the portal is apply.boi.ng. www.apply.boi.ng. So if you are looking to start up a business or your own fintech, can the media please for 1 second just show us that page once again so everyone can take down the contact details for the Bank of Industry. If the media and the tech guys can please just put it up for 30 seconds so everyone can copy the information they need from the Bank of Industry. We have some inquiries about getting funds for startups, things like that. The Bank of Industry is here to serve those needs. Thank you. The slide with the contact details and then the website. Thank you. So let's put our hands together for one of our supporting partners, Bank of Industry, once again. All right. So we're continuing in the program, but before we go on, we need to have a little exercise. For those of you who have worked as interns, you know that sitting down for long hours isn't the most healthy thing. So I would like everyone to just stand up, please. Just stand up where you are. Please rise. Okay. Now take 5 steps from where you are. Take 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And then take 5 steps back. Okay, let's do it one more time. Another 5 steps and another direction if you want. And then 5 steps back to your seats. All right, thank you so much. Please put your hands together for yourselves and please be seated.
Okay, now, so we have more gifts from our partners and sponsors. Again, I want us to please put our hands together for Bank of Industry. That was such a beautiful presentation. Thank you for supporting and partnering with us on this project. Again, let me say to you, there's a reason why this detail is still on the screen for you, so that you can pay attention to it, get the contacts that you need, and be ready to pitch your ideas for profitable funding. Now, we have questions because we have more gifts from our partners and sponsors. So please, I need 3 volunteers. When you get outside, you know why I'm calling you. But if you're sure yourself that you've been listening ever since we started this morning and you're ready to answer any question that is thrown at you, I need 3 people to step forward very briefly before we move on to the next session. 3? All right, if nobody is stepping forward, I guess Kiton might just go with the
Okay,
gifts.
so in addition to the 3 people who will be answering questions, we need 2 people who have actively engaged the exhibitors. So if you have downloaded any app by any of the exhibitors, just come forward with your smartphone with the evidence. We just want to see that you have actually engaged and downloaded any of the apps, whether it's Triplex, Black Skill, Gamer, anyone at all. Just 2 people.
2 on stage. Oh, so it's a lot of people.
Oh, okay.
Is it a happy alone, or you want to say 1 or 2 things? Are you ready for the questions?
You know what? Come on stage. Come on.
The
Whether
app.
you're answering questions or you have the app, come on stage.
The other way,
Please,
please.
let's give them
The
a
other
round
way,
of
please.
applause. We said it, that confidence is important in business.
So-
These are confident people.
You said 2, so the first 2 to get here, please. Because we can't take everybody. Just the first 2 to get here. Oh, you're here already. Come on, please. A round of applause for him, please. All right, so let's have a... Oh, you have Black Skill already. Which other app do you have? Do you have Triplex? I'm about to download Triplex. Thank you very much,
Please
please.
put your hands together for him.
As it goes
Come
back
this
to his
way,
seat,
please.
you are not... how many do you have? Black Skill. Which other one do you have? That's all. There are quite a
Come
lot of
this way,
apps here.
please. Please put your hands together for her.
They can go and have their seat. They don't have Triplex yet. Do you? No, you don't. How many do you have? How many apps do you have downloaded? 1.
Okay,
Join
we
them.
have 2 winners for the apps, but if you would like to answer a question to get any of the prizes, would you like to give it a try? Okay, because we already have 2 people with apps, so you'd have to answer a question if you're interested in joining them. Are you ready? Please come this way, don't be shy, come
Okay,
on.
he has 2 of the apps downloaded already. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's make do with the people we have here already.
Do the rest of you want to answer any question? No?
You want to answer? You have to ask
Question.
it? Okay, please.
Please put your hands
come.
together for him.
A round of applause for
He's
him, please.
bold.
Okay. Do you have a question for him yet? So here is it. This is a very personal question. We've had presentations today from Black Skill. We have had from Card Center. We have had from Bank of Industry. Again, from where again today? I think we have from those 3 today. The incubator today. We've had from 4 presentations today. So I need to ask you a personalized question. In a few words, 30 seconds or less, what are the action points you have taken from the 4 presentations you have had? What are you doing differently from now? It's a personal question. If you have answers, for a gift. Please, the mic to him.
Okay, thank you very much. I think let me start from the last one, the Bank of Industry.
There isn't a lot of time, so just think of the 4
30 seconds.
and then give us your answer.
Okay, that's I want to start from the last one, back up.
15 seconds more.
Okay, just one answer.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
12 seconds
I think
more.
one of the things I learned from the whole presentation is this, that information is key. Because one thing I've learned so far so good is the
The
fact
question is, what are you doing differently when you leave this fair today?
that, okay. Let me process my thought.
He wants to process his thoughts. 10 seconds gone, right? Please a round of applause for him.
30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay,
Don't
let's
need 30
ask
seconds.
our sister. Maybe she has
You have
an
answered that
answer.
question. Okay, let's give you 5 seconds more.
Okay. I think what I'll do differently from now on is applying what I've been taught. Like application. They said knowledge is power, but without the application of the knowledge, it is still not powerful.
That's very broad. We all are going to apply the information, yes or yes.
Okay, Joshua, I think
Let's
we
hear from
have 2 other people, so let's ask.
Let's hear from you. Yeah.
From all the presentations today, we've had 4 speakers. Which one resonates with you, or what is that takeaway that you have? 30 seconds, go.
The takeaway I have is one is to register on the apps and make sure that I go for the trainings and apply those trainings in my day-to-day activities.
Which training?
For the fashion designing, that's for the card.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
smart,
more specific.
Smart. Please put your hands together for her.
Please just hold on. Don't worry, you would have a gift. Let's
Okay.
have and hear from him.
Okay, what's the question?
The question is, out of all the presentations we've had today, we've had 4 speakers. What is your takeaway for today?
Okay, to be focused and intentional about all.
No, we need an action point. What are you going to do?
I'm focused.
The more focused.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm more focused as to what I need to do. And prior taking any step, get detailed research, study.
Make a detailed research and
detailed,
study.
distinct, as to avoid pitfalls or unadvented or unprepared occurrence. Be negative.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Please the mic to him. Let's hear from you. We've had 4 presentations today. Please give the mic to him. We want to know what exactly you're going to do differently, starting from today.
Okay, first and foremost, information is key. I'll ensure that I always keep myself abreast with innovations and latest trends in my field of career.
Okay. Interesting. Not as detailed as I would have loved it, but then it's fine. You want to go again? Yes, please.
Okay, I think what I'll do differently from now on is that I am going to go and register my business ideas. I never knew how important that was.
Registering your business idea.
Yes,
Good.
and make sure the inflow and outflow of cash in that business account. I didn't know that was a question you were asking, but because that, when I saw the data, I was amazed. So from now on, in fact, right from as we are living here, is the first thing I'll start processing to get my CAC document ready.
All right, thank you very much. So we have a gift for you from Premium Trust Bank, and then my brother in the white hoodie will present your gifts to you. All right, thank you very much. I mean, they will collect the mic from you. Thank you very much.
Come back. I think we can do that here.
Oh, okay, please.
Premium Trust Bank is actually one of our partnering supporters as well. So let's put our hands together for Premium Trust Bank. They're relatively new, but trust me, they're doing a lot in the finance space. They have a booth over there to my right, which is your left. So please find time to visit them, make inquiries. You can open your account, your business account, a dorm account, whatever you need, they're here for you. Let's put our hands together for Premium Trust Bank once again. So please come get your prizes.
And also a reminder, yesterday, they offered us employment opportunity. So again, if you're willing to work and you want to explore the banking space with Premium Trust Bank, you might do well to walk up to their booth to get your details, registered, and look forward to the opportunities that lies ahead for you in the banking industry. Please, once again, a round of applause for our premium partner, Premium Trust Bank. Right now, we're going to the next session. The next section is going to be taken by a rep from the Smart Card. Please, a warm welcome for them as they come up on stage for their presentation. Smart Card representative, are you ready? A round of applause for them, please, as they come up on stage for their presentation. Smart Card.
Okay, while we wait for a smart card, maybe we should talk a little bit about the importance of personal branding, right? So as you can see, I have with me a card that says Kiton the Great, but this is made of paper, so it is kind of old school if you think about it, right? But in the business world, you need people to quickly and easily identify who you are. So that is actually what Smart Card does. They're your personal branding connoisseurs. So please listen to them. They're going to speak to us very briefly, tell you about their services, and exactly how you can benefit from it. So let's put our hands together for Smart Card as they come up stage. Okay, let's keep clapping for her. She's almost here.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Josephine, a representative of my Smart Card. And I'm here to discuss about my Smart Card. My Smart Card is a digital business card that makes you do away with all your paper business cards. You don't need to start reprinting and printing again.